Man, why you got the big rotate device? Okay. Now we see you live, but don't tell you that you're live. Grandmaster Amara here, early in the morning with my other half. Say hi, Eva.
Hi.
And I've been trying to get up early in the morning and do some jogging. I still am under the weather for the last, I don't know, 2 weeks. I'm just looking at this thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's not like I'm not 100%. And with the workload that I'm having, I always have to be at 100%. So we're just here outside, far from the house, and chilling to the sunrise early in the morning, watching people go to work. Okay, so you saying you're gonna do a show later with me?
Yeah, I'll do a show later. Later on, not now.
Not now. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna come on real quick and discuss about my life in Africa. How'd you sleep last night?
Very good.
Very
I
good sleep.
slept so well, yeah.
And okay, even me, I didn't even notice if you were there. You know that's when you're tired. When yeah, shit, man. Anyway, you got to work on that. So let me release her to go prepare breakfast in the morning and then we'll meet later.
Okay, see you guys later.
All right. Today's show is about life in Africa, the uh, the basic life. Peace. Okay, you know I'm getting that where the chats comments come on and then they fade off. So let me turn into the sun. And you get this. You want to know what the idea is because people say, okay, I want to come to Africa, but they're going to see what's going to happen when you land here. And instinctively, a lot of people tend to want to instinctively try to grow back the same life they have in the United States. You know, they want to have the same type of living arrangements, and then but that's just human nature. Ooh, that sun is coming. That's just human nature to try to uh, get back to where you were when you have a disruption in life. You know, that is the way the brain will try to work. So if you have a 2-bedroom apartment, the Pan African strikes. All right, hello, Alex. And when you have uh, if you like have a 2-bedroom house in America and you move to let's say you move to Kenya, then you will try to want to get the same type of lifestyle. And like I said, that's how the brain works. And you know, Africa is different than America. It's laid back, very relaxed. It's not gonna be like an exciting every day is an adventure type of life. It's just gonna be I don't want to say the word like that, but I mean it's like a mundane. This is the basic status. You know, there's not gonna be like the news in America. I mean, every day it's like excitement. Dun, 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 50 people shot at the mall. Dun, 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 dun. Traffic is frozen. People die and freeze to death in their cars. Dun, 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 5 gunmen shoot an old lady, but she didn't die. Dun, 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 dun. These kind of news for make it seem like America is just the most, you know, action-packed place. And indeed, if you watch the news long enough, you kind of get that kind of impression. But in actuality, we life is just not like that. It's basically routine and boring. Now, what are the benefits of moving to Africa if that's the case? Uh, I'm born in America now, Grandmaster, Grand African. Okay. Uh, what is the benefits? I mean, why take the big giant chance of you know coming from America and then coming into Africa, where the life is just basically routine? Well, I say that the number one reason for coming and moving to Africa is for the children. Uh, if you come here with your children, I can guarantee you in 10 years they'd be thanking you, because it would take like 10 years for them to try to figure out and understand, the life that they have here. Ain't nothing to do except movies. Yeah, you've seen that kind of life, but it's to me the number one reason is the children. And I look at my children, like even last night I'm watching them sleeping like logs, and that's because during the daytime that they were playing so hard, running around, no toys really, but just running around, making up their own games. Hey man, how you doing? People going to work, and just okay. That's my fault. I ran out of credit. I think we're still good for those people that are still back on the show. We were discussing about the basic life in the modern Africa as compared to what we have in the United States. What is there for humans to do on the average day? What is it for us to do? You wake up in the morning, you eat, you go to work, you come back home, and that is that is the main area that really changes uh, what you're going to do for work, and how is your home life going to be. So I'm submitting to you that a life in the United States, because of the way the country is structured, has a lot of like what I would call like landmines, and we don't realize how much we uh, walk around these landmines. Morning, my fellow Kenyans. Morning, S-Man. How are you? We don't really see you know, how difficult it is for us to walk on these landmines. It's like a game that we're just trying to play. Like, we're staying outside of the justice system becomes one of the most major games for black men. I mean, not having a confrontation with the police. And when I was in the U.S., I used to boast about how I had never been arrested by the police, never been in jail. And, that's not really a trophy, considering the fact that so many of us are being caught up in that. And then, you boast about it, then all of a sudden it happens to you. And, in a blink of an eye, there you are, you find yourself in a police cell. And then another blink of an eye, you're in front of a judge and he's telling you, well, A, B, C, D, you got this problem. And, nobody's educating us about what to do when we're being picked up by the police. And they're just having a field day on, tromping on our rights, lying to us, and taking advantage of our ignorance of the law, in the United States. So like here, you don't have that problem in modern Africa, because most cases don't go to court, There is very few regulations and rules that you can have to follow that you could break that they could come and get you. You know, and I know I'm talking to the brothers out there. Some of you guys in your 35, 40s years old, you try to live that great life and good life, but it's like walking through a minefield. Everything getting so many different ways, and it's not necessary. If it's your country and it's supposed to be a wonderful country, you shouldn't have to have that problem. But the problem is that some of these, I don't know what you call them, white supremacists, or you call them white people, or you call them assholes, or niggas and negroes. They place these landmines. It's just like I'm here. I'm doing a video. Music is playing in the background, and the video gets tagged talking about copyright. You have broken the copyrights of this particular song that was playing in the background, and a company in the U.S. wants to sue me for using that. Like I was the one playing that song in the background. Obviously, you can look at the video and see that it's not the case. But there are people that are professional suers. That's their life. They make their money by suing people. And it's a tragedy. It's tragic. You're trying to mind your own business, and they put out landmines, and you unexpectedly land on the landmine. Everybody can see you didn't know what you was doing. You didn't know. You didn't have no plans for anything like that. And then all of a sudden, kapow, there you are. Getting all these letters in court this morning. And the neighbor. There you are. You find yourself caught up in that trap, and you're not gonna get on YouTube and talk about that. There was a time I was driving. I hit the back of this car, just tapped the bumper, boom, and it was an old Jewish lady. And we got out the car, and both of us looked like there's no damage, And she's like, yes, I agree. It's sorry, okay. And then we went, we continued. The next day, I get a call from her son. Who is this? I'm the son of the lady that your car you hit. We have checked the car. It's got $15,000 worth of damage. Professional people that just want to try to rob you. And we got so much stress as black people, we just be like, at the end of the day, like, you just say F it and, try to get off of it. But it's not supposed to be like that. And these are kind of the things that are out there. You can get one letter in the mail from this or that issue, and it can just flip your whole life around. And when you put it all down to a common denominator, it's like they want your money. They want to make you work for them, enslave you somehow where, and you're just a good guy. And it's tragic. You're at the job, you're trying to do a good job, you're working hard, but there are people in the background that are, they don't care about the job, how well you do the job. They're just looking at a way they can screw you. In your own supposedly country. So you get that call from the boss or somebody in HR or something, and well, we just realized that there's an issue, and damn. Great evening. That is the case. I want to try to show the background, but half of these people, they don't understand when you're talking to yourself on a thing. And that's the issue. So I'm submitting to you that since I've lived in Africa, I've never had that problem. I don't have a problem with people, organizations coming after me. Did you know you did this thing? One of the things after another. Here, consistent stress. Yeah, that's stress. And we become used to it. And we build up a defense mechanism, and we don't really realize that that's we just take it like that's the way life is, and it's not supposed to be like that. I can't. If I turn this way, you can see the traffic, but the sunlight hits. And it shouldn't be like that. I got my back to everybody, and make them even look at me more. Well, hey. So uh, that is that worth coming to Africa for that peace of mind, less stress, less those phone calls from the automatic phone calls telling you, oh, you gotta pay this bill, or this is the court system saying that you know. I mean, they have gotten so sophisticated that you could cut a red light and then get a letter in the mail and you say you got to go to court the next day. You go to court the next day, got a photo of your car doing the accident, doing the violation. And you got to pay. It's all these little ticky things that I got to pay. You got to pay. You go see, and they don't mind taking advantage of you, and they don't care if you got bill problems, if you got stress. They don't care. So you find yourself walking on eggshells. You find yourself like you're walking in a landmine. And if we were white, considering the fact that for every dollar a black man has, a white person has $112. If we was white, it's like here, take the money and go. Or they got a secret phone number they can call and then make the shit go away. Because I remember when I was going to court back in the day when I was young, going to court for all these traffic racing tickets and stuff like that. I didn't think about it at the time, but damn, everybody basically in the courtroom was black. They was non-white. Where the white people? What court do they go to? They go to a different court? Because if they 60, 70% of the population, I should be seeing 60 of them in the courtroom. But most of the time, it's never like that. How you watching these judge TV shows, Judge Judy, their best shows is with basically with black people and non-white people. They got to edit the program. They got to put different people on there. They might shake it around to be a variety, but the best shows is us. And some people, they like them shows because it shows the tragedy of other people, and you make you feel like, well, it's not so bad because I don't feel so bad because I see other people going through the same similar things. These shows is designed for that. That's why you watch it. But it don't have to be like that. Now you got this new thing that's coming up where, not the new thing, but you got the ideas that the country puts into your mind is that you raise your kids, you send them through college if possible, they graduate from college, and then they go their way. You done spent all your money on college and everything to give them a good life, and they don't even call you. Now you at home struggling with your Social Security bills and everything. You old, and then your kids not wanting to help you. And you find it kind of like that. That's not right. Something's not right there. How am I supposed to put all my money into education and all of the clothes and everything we might get good? Like then at the end of the day, they can just go out and do whatever they want. Now that's a life in America. And many kids detach themselves from their parents. My husband is convinced that this is just life. Yeah, many of us are many of us are convinced that this life is the life is supposed to be like. You're supposed to take your kids to finish your kids in school and do. No. My kids have a responsibility to take care of me when I get old. That's like one of their number one priorities. So I'm doing this not for my health. I'm not doing this so I can sit down with my drinking buddies and say, yeah, my kid's in college. Oh, my kid go to USC. Oh, my kid, bragging rights. Yeah, spend all that goddamn money for some bragging rights. And then your people you're talking to, they just jealous and envious. Some of them even go behind your back and make up lies about you. So it's not even worth it trying to prove to people that you got it going on or you got the good life. And that's what that is what drives some of us every day. Some of us got an ex-girlfriend. You didn't know nothing about relationships really, and then you go in here and you're working out the details. You break up, bad breakup, and then you set out to run your life as a such that I'm gonna get another good woman, and I'm gonna make that work just to prove to that one, the other one, that it was her, not me. So you got a good woman and you work hard to get a good job, make money, big money. Then you on with you Facebook because you know she's on Facebook too, and you putting out balling pictures of you and your new car, you and your woman having a great time, like just to impress the ex. It's like a mental sickness because that ain't life. So we really have to see in America what is really driving us to stay in such a place. Can't just wear any kind of clothes. You got to be, because people are gonna judge you, and half of that is it. I feel like the struggle here. I'm not sure. Guys, I can't see. It's flashing. I'm afraid to touch this machine and then make the chats, the whole picture go away in itself. But I think if you can understand what I'm saying, what is the life like when you come to Africa? It's not so much that you're gonna gain in the struggle more worth in America. It's not so much the gains. It is the lack of the stress. And it's not so much that your children, which is supposed to be your biggest asset, you know. I look at my Eva and she's like, you know, she was raised by her uncle, so she's always my uncle. I gotta do this. I gotta do this for my uncle. My uncle called me. My uncle, and the man got like 6, 7 children. One of them bought him a car. He got a big house. I was there, when I went to pay diary, and damn, he just gotta make a few phone calls, and money come his way from his kids, and soon his grandkids. Now that is you don't even need Social Security if you got children that got an understanding that they're supposed to take care of you when you get older. So if you can kind of get the African concept, children are a blessing. I don't put my kids through a private school just because I want to show that I can pay for private school. I put them through a good school so that they can get a good education, so that when I tell them turn right, go left, they'll do it. And I know that's kind of strange to some people. Oh, my kids, if they had to be their own life, I don't have to be the one to control their life. Yes, you do. Who know more about life than you? You or your children? Who know more? You've been through a few relationships that bad. You learned some lessons. Now you see your son go out there and he got a girlfriend. What do you take? You just let him go ahead and make the same goddamn mistakes? Because that's what's going to happen if you don't educate him, if you don't control him and say, look, I don't like that girl. I'm like to my girls, don't bring me no guy that I ain't going to like. And they damn sure know better. My oldest daughter, she got a guy. The guy hasn't called me. And I let him know. Unless he's a man, he going to call me. So they working on that. So, yeah. And they're not telling me, oh, Dad, why you been like that? They're telling you, yeah, Dad, you're right. We know. But, you pick a punk and then that's what happens. Look at this car. Look at this dumb dog. Morning. Honey. And the neighbor going to work. Oh, I can't see her. Where she go? So that's the kid. There's James. James, let me see. James is my my loan officer and local store owner. But I wanted to try to explain that to you that America got it wrong when it comes to dealing with children. Look at this dumb dog. America got it wrong that when it comes to dealing with children. We're supposed to take control of our children's lives and guide them. Doesn't end that when they're 7 to 8 years old. I knew it. I told you that dumb dog. He just got hit by a motorcycle. So, and those house dogs that just let free. So, Uh, Look at this dog. Let me see him. It's just an accident waiting to happen. Got his collar on and everything. He belonged to somebody, and they let him out. Anyway, let me not get off track. This that's the excitement of life in Africa. But uh, basically, what I just want to say is that we have to look at the African traditions and realize that they weren't just set up haphazardly. America is a young country, so they have decided that they're going to do the opposite of what goes on in Africa. Oh, the Africans are going to take control of their children and guide their future. We're going to let our children just go free, do whatever they want to do. Now, how does that help a family? How does that help a family structure? What about when you're in my age, 60 and 70 years of age, and your children are just not talking to you, or they're not visiting you? You're stuck in some old folks' home, and then that's it, and you're going to be in an old folks' home. Some of you guys, you're in your 40s and 50s, you're like, that's far away. That shit ain't far away. It ain't far away, and you need to be preparing for it now. What is your children going to do for you when you get older? Some of you got young children. Ooh, you can't, you broke up with a woman and your child is over there. You see your child once a week or twice a week. How is that going to bond to the point where you going to have that kid grow up and turn 18 and then be part of your life? It just can't happen. And I'm saying that when you move to Africa, these things are corrected. Because, I'm with my friends, and every once in a while we sitting there and they're like, I got to go home for a family deal. My dad has called for a family meeting. I get that all the time. Oh, I'm going up country for the holiday to the family. So you're sick about your struggles. They take all your money in America, and then they turn around and they take your kids for the same kind of ride. And since they don't allow you to really educate them, they don't have any way for you to education. There's no real education. They are trying to, make your kids make the same mistakes you made, so they can make money from them, take money from them, and the situation continues. So one of the great things about the African life is that all around you will find people there that are serious about, family and their kids. And I have tried in relationships here in Africa, and they failed. Because even the modern African women, they tend to be people tend to be selfish. It's very difficult to see somebody that say, look, let's take 20 years out of our lives and dedicate it to make sure that our children, when they wake up in the morning, they see mom and dad. Now, one of the things that's happening here with the trip that we have in 2020 is, my kids in the U.S., who I had to leave when I came to Africa. I had to make that decision to say, look, am I going to just sit in America and try to fight it because my woman don't want my kids to go to Africa? She don't know nothing about Africa, ain't interested in Africa. Or am I going to go? And I made the choice to go. So, of course, my kids was like, how daddy leave the family and go to Africa like that, I can write a book on my story. And, I'm glad I did because, I'm talking to my kids now. They're old, they're grown and adult. They can understand the situation from an adult perspective and see, okay, Dad, I see your choice. So, I don't know, the ancestors touched me or something, and they were saying a raw family reunion. And I started looking at my kids in the U.S. They said they're coming. I look at my kids here in Africa, and they were all for it. I talked to the mom of the children. They want to do it, and they think it'd be nice. because African women, you can have kids with two different women, and they just said that's just part of life. Considering in Kenya, you can legally marry four women. Uh, Legally, four women you can marry here. But these are all things that are geared towards family. A lot of these rich politicians, they have so many families. When they die, that's when you start seeing like, damn, the guy like 15 kids. You know, the president Kabaki was here. He had two wives. Everybody knew the second one. Everybody liked the first. Nobody liked the first one. Everybody liked the second one. But the office of the president was trying to be like an American standard and say you can only have one wife. So the brother had to get on TV. The president Kabaki had to get on TV. I got one wife and this one kid. But the Kenyans was laughing behind the back, and his wife, one boy, was just going around doing political events like it was nothing, you know. And that is Africa trying to conform to a Christian European standard that even white people don't follow. Quiet as it's kept. So I've seen it. I've gone through it. I've looked at it and analyzed it from while it was going on, and I'm saying, a man having more than one woman is not something that's unnatural. It's actually a natural thing, and we were actually breaking against nature when we go out there. So America comes up with this thing like they make money like off of cheaters. How you cheating? And then there's all kind of shows like that because you think you're doing something wrong, but what drove you to do that? And they're making you feel guilty about that. I mean, it's like I wouldn't say that you go and you go out with another woman. You're interested in another woman. You go out with the other woman. You whatever, and you turn around and neglect your wife and your kids. So I've been out with other women, and they didn't make me not pay my school fees for my kids, not make breakfast and not missing on the table. Okay, no, that's a different thing. That's an extreme. But people are using that as the reason why you shouldn't do it at all. But that's bullshit. So glad to listen to this money. Yeah. So I know I'm trying to dig in deep here. I know this one is not for everybody, but some of you guys out there got family. And the kids are like secondary in the conversation. It's like you go talking about I'm going to go to Africa, but you got kids and family. And I'm telling you, that's your best investment. You're leaving your kids in the United States today. When they come home and tell you, "Oh, Mom, I've seen all about gay people. I know how they do," because we've been learning that in school. It's part of the curriculum now. We got a whole class on that now. I understand about the, homosexuality and all that. Okay, that's there. But I mean, that's not an African concept, and somebody has yet to prove to me that how that promotes family when two of the same sex come together. I mean, how? You see, it's like it's going against nature, and you're trying to force it. And there's so many things like that. People wasting money on things that are anti-family. And I submit to you that, to me, America is like really anti-family. When you attack the male of the family, when you make him feel like he's nothing, when you, I mean, forget about the word nigger. Forget about that word. One of the most terrible words to be is labeled a deadbeat dad. That is a stigma that just kills everything. Your children see you labeled as a deadbeat dad, and what do? They can't even bring you to their friends. And black women are there doing that, reiterating that thing, and then promoting that thing of that, and then what? When you destroy the man, then what? You see? Oh, you can go around in life and have great parties and everything like that, and show great times of champagne on Facebook and all that, but then what? You're gonna get old. And since you was doing all of that and you wasn't paying attention to your children, now when you get old and you can't party no more, that's when you start dialing on your kid's phone. Damn, can you come see me? I'm not feeling well. Oh, Mom, I'm gonna try to come, but I gotta go to work and blah, blah, blah. The kids over here is doing me like this. He's running into the same problems that you should have been teaching him about. The family should be extended. It shouldn't even be a call. It should be automatic that they be there checking on you. But because the lifestyle in America doesn't promote that, you get that problem. And I'm for sure one of the greatest things for me is that I don't have to have that problem where somebody's not going to be there to take care of me. As a senior in Africa, as a mzee here in Africa, uh, people see me with the white beard and then they like, you know, there's the respect. You can see it in young people all the time. I'm in a line. There was very few lines, but if I was in the line and it was a line and I'm the old guy in the line, they're gonna say Mzee, Trendy, come, Joe. Then I'll be serviced. When I'm working at the lab, when I see a parent come in, they're older, they're trying to do the work, do the things for their children. I like, oh, everybody, all these young kids is trying to do their thing. Or I see a parent come in, everybody move out the way, and they all move out the way. And the parent come in, sit down, madam. What do you need? And I service them, and they appreciate that, because I would appreciate the same type of treatment. I don't have no old person coming in there with a cane standing there, and I got 5 young kids joking with me, ahead of them. No. See? Now that's the African life. That is the African way of life. And young people respect their elders. Everybody. I mean, basically it's like this. I'm walking and I have a problem. Maybe I've got a bag and it's like heavy. And a young kid come up and say, Baba, let me help you. I don't even know this kid. He's calling me his dad. Because he sees and he's been trained by his parents to know that that is your dad. This is like, I'm your dad. You remember when we had that kind of life in America, in Black America, we used to have that? Where you could go outside and any adult can whoop the shit out of you if you do something wrong? America killed all that. They killed all that. And now you touch your kid and you're going to jail. You know? Day before yesterday, I told you guys our house girl has gone up country. So the house is just there. Nobody's there. No supervision in the house. So we lock it now. Just because of that, Because there's like the water guy and people coming to the house all the time. And it was like, let's not just leave the house wide open. Anybody can just walk in. Now, that's too much. And so we put a lock on the door. So my wife forgot to put the lock on the door. And our oldest daughter with her friends was walking around. And then they decided, let's go in the house. And they were in the house and, doing every which thing but what. I don't know what. So when I walked in and caught them, I found them both in the kitchen. I don't know what the hell they was doing, trying to like cook or something, an 8-year-old. And, she just being young. But I knew that was the time I had pulled out the belt in front of her friends, whoop that butt and say, no coming in the house when there's no adult in the house. Our house is just there, like a central point. But when she can't come with her friends out of nowhere, we don't know them, and then they go in the house unsupervised. I remember getting the same kind of whooping. And I'm like, well, my friends want to come to my house, and I want to play like I'm just my house, when there's no adult there. No way. And yeah, I can do that. I can pull out the belt, give her a few slaps so she can see how serious the situation is. And then she didn't cry. I mean, it's not like that. It's just like, okay, that's serious. Now I know what I'm going to get if I bring my friends. And then her friends can see what's going to happen to her if they go in the house when there's no when there's no adult there. That is the life we have here. I had no crime. I had to worry about the sheriff's going to come or the neighbor's going to call the police and knock on the door here. We got a report that you was whooping your children. God damn. How you just going to walk into my personal life? You know what I mean? These are my kids. I ain't going to try to hurt them. Oh, but we got one report from 1975 or 80, 90. Somebody, a parent came in and beat the kid to death. So therefore, all kids can't be whooped. That's just a goddamn lie. You can't take extreme cases then use that to justify stopping the whole. How you gonna discipline your kids? I love my mother because of the fact that she was on my ass. As an adult, I can just say that. So I don't know if I'm making uh, all the sense here, but there's a lot more freedom to be a parent in Africa than it is in the United States. Because they put that show on TV where the kid sues the parent, and it's like, hey, all parents is like, oh man, this is like me against my own children. So glad to listen to someone who's positive. Keep going. Okay, I'm trying, and that's the issue. You don't have that issue in Africa. So you guys that have young kids, I was talking to Chris, and he said he's gonna come in January. He's got some kids, and I told him come and check it out first. Then you'll see. Greetings, Gregory. So I think that uh, that we need to kind of take a look at that when we're deciding about coming to modern Africa. There's like three of you guys that are coming. There's one of you that is already here in Kenya. We just haven't got connected yet. But as this show progresses, we get more and more people to come here. And I'm just waiting to, sit down with them and interview them right here on the motherland, so you guys can see that this is people, your people is traveling here. There are a lot of guys that come here on their own and don't even want to talk to me or see me uh, unless it's on their perfect terms. And sometimes that doesn't really work out. I'm here in Mombasa. They go land in Nairobi. They go there and do a lot. They get caught up in the action, and then before they know it, it's time for them to go back. They call me on the phone and say, "Oh, sir, I'm here in Nairobi, but I'm going back tomorrow." And I'm like, "Oh, how? How am I going to come all the way to Nairobi to meet somebody who hadn't talked to me?" But somebody like Chris, somebody like Kevin, and others. During Tate, we talk on the phone, and all of you guys have met me through the chat line. And I'm saying to the rest of you brothers out there that are listening to what I'm saying with interest, that we got to friend up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do my side. I'm gonna be there for you when you call. I'm gonna answer when you got a question. I'm gonna give you my best advice. Hello, I'm from Salvador. Oh, Salvador. Don't know that one. But that's what I'm. We got to start looking at this thing from the reality. Because if you in your 40s, 50s, you done had a couple of relationships. You already had your failed relationship. Now you're trying to figure out what to do. Let that shit go. Try Africa. I mean, you can always go back to America if the thing don't work out. That's the funny thing about it. For those people that procrastinate, you can always go back. You can spend all your money, lose your passport, walk in the streets. You can call the embassy. They'll have somebody pick you up, somehow get you to the embassy. They will give you a plane ticket and take you back to America. That's the embassy's job. So you can't fail like you gonna be like, can't you trap, can't go back home. They're gonna charge you for that ticket. So don't get it twisted. The embassy ain't that dumb. But you ain't got to lose if you're an American. Take advantage. Cause when the shit hit the fan, they ain't gonna be so helping. Traffic. Look at that, blowing horns. I'm on the phone. It's okay. So that's why I wanted to point out today that I can't just explain it like it's going to be like a whole new revelation. It's just that you're going to have an easier atmosphere, not only in your home life in Africa, but also in your business and your job. Yeah. So I'm just saying to you guys, get a African plan. We're having a trip in April 2020. It's a low budget trip for those people who don't have to spend a lot of money. Coming as a group rate, and come explore Africa and see what you think for yourself. If you're gonna come to Kenya, Some of you are saying, you were thinking about Ghana, and then after you heard me talk, you decided to go to Kenya. And I'm like, well, at least somebody can be rational here, because I'm not about to sit up here and blow smoke up your ass that Ghana is the great place, because everybody, they're trying to make it look like it's a great place, but there is no opportunity. Voice like Dale has all but said it. After you get through the year return, and they use you to bring other black people here. Black people come and spend their money at the 3 or 4 hotels that's in Ghana, where they gonna let you stay, and then uh, that that's then what? You see, you got to be in a place that got activity. You cannot make money if there's no people. And I just got through jogging down this road along here. I have not been down in a long time, but they done paved the whole estate. I used to complain that all these people have back in the, I don't know, 90s. They built all these beautiful 3 and 4 bedroom houses in this estate. Topanga Estate is the largest estate in this area, coast, I think. And big people came in, young people came in with big jobs in the 90s and got these big, but now they're old and dying. I was at not a funeral, but a wake for one of the, my wife said one of her customers' mother had died. I went to the house of the woman. I seen the daughter. Daughter is older now, like 25, 27. And we walked into the house, and goddamn, they go to goddamn coffin in the middle of the living room. I'm like, wow. So he's sitting down next to the coffin, and everybody's just paying their respects. And you know, I'm reflecting back in my life. One day I'm gonna be in a casket in the middle of my living room, and the family gonna be there. But now she's gone. That generation is now dying off, and they're leaving these big houses to these younger people. And some real estate people come in and they may say, well, I can give you so much money for the house, but and then the young people sell and move out. I mean, like many young people that was born and raised in those homes left to go to college, and they want to get their own house. That's like their parents' house. They never think of it like it's a family house. And I don't know if the woman was like that too. This is my house. You got to get your own house. You know how it is when you're young and older people are trying to control you, and now you're an adult. You feel like you should get maybe more respect. But all through this estate, it's what you're finding. A lot of these people are older, and they're passing on. So I don't know if they're going to what's going to happen to the estate. When I was jogging this morning, it just looked like a lot of old houses that some little small businesses people had put up, but they failed, and jumbo, and there you go. You see. So I'm submitting to you that if you're going to come to Africa, wherever you do business, or I don't know why people. It's not like rocket science. Whatever you do, it got to be people. You know what I mean? How you gonna make money? Money don't walk around the street by itself. It's in the wallets and the purses of these people walking around. And if they ain't walking around, they ain't buying and selling. So I don't care what kind of business you got to get where people gonna with money in their pocket gonna service you. And I'm telling you that, like, if you look at the streets of Accra and Ghana, there's not so much activity. But when you look at the Nairobi, somebody help me out. You look at the streets of Nairobi, that place is busy. That got like hundreds and thousands of people running past everywhere. And that tells me what? That tells me there's opportunity, there's money to be made. When I see young people running like to work, that means that there's money. You see, when I go to a city and I just see the people like walking around lackadaisical, I see a city that's being supported by government or some other entity to try to make it look like it's fashionable. But they forget the one point. You got to have lots of people that got money in their pocket or their purse. How you gonna spend if there's no money in their pocket? You understand what I'm saying to you? And for whatever you say about Kenya, these people got money. They're holding on to it tight. But you can crack that wallet open and get it. I see it all the time. When people come to me, 100 some people come to me. How much is the result slip? I'm telling them it's 40 shillings. Then they pop out the money, because they can't get a better deal anywhere else. And when they see other people paying, They're like, oh, okay, I gotta pay, cause many of them ask me how much is it, and I'm like, there's printed on the wall in 3 different places, but you just want to check and see if I'm gonna overcharge you or something. But that's just the way Kenyans are. Most Africans conservative at this life, but that's the way they are. You just have to understand. Harmony is a smaller city than Nairobi. Yeah. So when people talk about I want to go to Uganda, and I get that. I get that all the time. Black people can listen to me talk anymore else. Do you know what Lionel Richie is saying? I don't know. I gotta check it out. Please remind me. Black people, you can be sitting here and you can be watching me on this show and you can listen to Almond tell you that, you can't go to Ghana because it's too small. Oh, don't go to Gambia. Look, they got problems. See, the Brexit lady got problems already, you know, because the government's not got one mindset about what they're going to do with foreigners. If the government of the Gambia is looking at what's happening in Ghana and seeing that they made 785 million off of the tourists this year, do you think they're gonna say, okay, let me just give you people a break and let them go and do their own thing and just spend their own money? No, the government, as small as it is, it gotta have a hand in your pocket, and they ain't gonna let go just like that easy because it's all about money. But you see, Kenya is too big. It's too you can get around all of these kind of regulations. Nobody ain't gonna look for you. They not interested in the small businessman. They looking at the ones that got big money. They got the same kind of thing. If you go there, whoa, that guy was hit. They got the same kind of situation where you go in there, you got money, you want to invest in the business, you got regulations, but it ain't that serious, you know. Not like in Ghana where you gotta have $1 million to start a business in Ghana. They, if you want to just come out and break out and do business in Ghana, you know why they charging you $1 million? Because they know you ain't gonna make no money, so they gonna take all your money while you excited and got the money. So you pay that 1 million license fee, and you start opening up your business or whatever it is, and then you realize that there's not enough people to pay the money for to make your business jump. But you come here to Kenya, you got some fruit, you in a bag, and you will flap that bag and spread out the bag on the ground, and shit. In an hour or two, that fruit's gone. You got money in your pocket. Close it up, go home. You know. So I have seen this, and I have been to 6 African countries, and I'm telling you, it's the same all the way through. Where there's a large gathering of people, where there is money and commerce and trade, then you're going to have people that have money. You know, where there's a strong family structure, people got money and support. I could be in the lab and I'm telling, they ask me how much is the result slip, and I'm like, it's 40 shillings. The young girl look at me, oh, okay, I'll be back. And then she go home to somebody's family, and then she come right back with 40 bulbs. Somebody family member gave her. You know what I'm saying? She had people that support her. You know, it's not like she was poor and out on her own. So that's because the family structure is there to support her. You know, and these are the kind of things I'm trying to express. I know I'm usually like that around the world, and then when I'm talking, but I think if you can follow what I'm saying, the main point is always there. The fact of the matter is that the life in Africa is different than the life in America. It's a lot less stressful. You got to have a better ruling and controlling situation when you're dealing with your family. Your kids are your really main uh, become a main investment vehicle for you, and you look at it correctly. The next generation ain't gonna be one to go to school. Ain't no need for this go to school. I bought this new phone, and it come with a button on the side. I press this button and ask the Google any kind of question, and it answer my question. You know, what I mean? What's the weather in Pakistan? Weather in Pakistan is, damn. So how can a college education keep up with something like that? Hmm? How can a college education keep up with? I mean, what's the purpose? You know, if all the science subjects that they taught in primary school, I can just press this button and ask the thing, and it can tell me. Then how is the revelation of dealing with technology in schools is going to change? Anyone else that? Let me see if I can make this thing stay. Uh, oh man. See, I touched the screen and now, okay. Let me not touch the screen. Okay, night long during the breakdown. Remember the jumble part. Okay. The messages come on and go off real quick. I'm gonna have to go through the show and we're gonna chop it up in the comment section. So again, once you support the channel, I have nothing to report to you about supporting the channel because we didn't get support this last time, and I understand it's the holiday, so I'm not even gonna bring out the paper. But if you can support the channel, let me know you're there. We're still going on with the situation. I don't know if I should freeze on the channel during the last week and everybody take a holiday for 5 days. But as many of you know, you can look on my videos and see I'm consistent, giving you the video one day, every other day. And as I had said, I would be. We got the new phone, as you see, and we can do shows from outside. It's only a matter of time now. The landscape is changing. We're going to be seeing interviews. I think you saw Eva here earlier. She just was busy this morning, but she's going to do a show, and we're going to keep on moving forward so that you can get the complete, honest, direct picture about modern Africa from the ground. Some of you guys gonna not like some of the things I say. Some things I say you guys like, but I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna give you the truth. So that is basically what I'm saying. I'm gonna give you the truth from a black man's perspective, coming from Los Angeles, California. I wasn't supposed to be here. Run me over. So I wasn't supposed to come here. Black man from living in South Central come to Africa. Then be black conscious. Oh, then and articulate, can read and write and type. Oh, creates and publishes a book. Oh, that's who you know like that? 60-year-old man can type 60 words a minute. Damn. You know. So part of I'm in Germany. Wow, thank you. So part of this whole channel, which is I say that the difference between this channel is that you're there. I'm always live. Have you not noticed? I started doing these. I'm doing live shows, and then all of a sudden, Phil Scott does a live show. Diana's always do live shows. African Tigress do a live show, and African Superstar does a live show. Maybe they was planning on it, but anyway, it was just funny how it happened after I had mentioned about we're doing the live shows in chats. But let me not talk about them because as soon as I mention the name of somebody, the people that love them get on here and tell me, how dare you talk bad about them? I'm like, did I talk bad? I just mentioned their name, But I know that I see a lot of you guys. I follow their chats and I see you guys, some of you guys in those chats. And I'm like, that's great. You know what I'm saying? You should not just pick on one person. You should go and see the variety of people. And because you can get something out of everybody. And now when I come to you with information, it's not because I'm trying to show I'm better or anything like that, or show I'm different. I'm getting it because I see what they're saying. I can analyze it with my life experiences and then present you with with a different perspective. So that's what this channel is about. People don't, you don't see it. And I don't know why our channels always go for 1 hour. You should, I'm from Crenshaw and Slauson. Crenshaw and Slauson. Brother, you right there where I was at. My first apartment was in Leimert Park. Mr. Muhammad had a school there, martial arts school on Crenshaw Boulevard. Off of, I think it was off of Slauson. But that was my home ground, We used to go down on the drive, on those drive nights, cruise nights. I forgot what day it was. Drive your car up and down the street. Yeah, I don't know if those days are still there or not, but the way America is going, if black people don't have money, then they don't have cars with rims and they don't have the boombox music and all that things that they used to have in the day. But definitely we can see that 41st and Slauson. Okay, I grew up on 42nd and LaSalle. Right there on, I can't remember, Vernon and Western. Vernon and Western was my major cross street. And then MLK Boulevard, which used to be Santa Barbara Boulevard before they changed it to Martin Luther King Boulevard. And Normandy Avenue. I went to Normandy Avenue Public Primary School for a couple of years. Then I went to private school. So you right there where I was, bro. Now you see how it was when it was all black, and now look at it today, and what's it gonna look like tomorrow? You see what I'm saying? The houses have skyrocketed in price. You don't see kids outside playing anymore. This is just like, what kind of life is that? You know what I mean? Saying, uh, Master Burger, yeah. Um, there was a brother named Scotty that had Scotty Burgers there near my dad's trucking company. Yeah, he had a trucking company, MWM Trucking. It was a small company, but it was there for many years. And I used to work there. But you just taking me back. And there was a time when I was going to see my dad, and I was riding my bike with my friend, and I was like 9. So you know how you had to ride your bike to get to that place, and you ride all the way there, and if you don't see his truck, you like, damn, he's not there. You done rode all the way for nothing. So I'm riding all the way there, and then all of a sudden I see his truck. So I'm like, oh, I caught him, you know. I see my dad. And so we standing there with our bikes, getting ready to walk him across the street. So we pulled the wheels out just a little bit so we could see if the traffic was coming, and a car passed by and blew the horn. So the next thing you know, the police pulled me over and gave me a fucking ticket for jaywalking, and I didn't even go across the street. You know, so I took it to my dad. I'm like, Dad, they gave me this. And my dad took the ticket, and I don't know what, he must have paid it. But I was like a young kid. This guy, right, police come and pull me over, give me this paper. Say, get to see your dad. I'm like, damn. That's in the 70s. So I was like, my God, these people, I can't have that kind of life, man. I can't have that kind of life. I'm just looking, I'm on my bike, and you know, you're peeping out like that to see if the traffic is coming, and a car blows the horn like they checking on you. And a police car pulls up behind us and like, you know, get off your bike, come here. And then he starts writing papers and then gives it to me. What's that, man? Come. So, you know, you're just making me relive those kind of memories, and it's not like that. My kids don't have that kind of stress here, so I don't want to ramble anymore. So, uh, that's why I want to come on to say today, find ways to work together with other African tubers in there. Okay, I'm doing that. You know, we're all here doing our things. The black community is largely, cities are slowly dissolving into, yeah, bad situation. And, you know, I can't stress the fact that one of the things that really takes the monkey off your back is when you're in a place where everybody's black. You know what I mean? Everything is run by blacks. And, you know, that issue of, you know, when you see white people, you have to watch out and be fearful, or, you know, they give you opportunities if you kiss their butt. But that's not the case here. So with that, I want to say you guys support the channel when you can. And I think the next one we're going to do is an interview. And we're still working on the issue of the database on the website. So until then, next time we meet, this is Grandmaster Amara coming to you live from Kenya, where I spent 21 years doing analyst. Oh, you should see those two chicks. But until we meet again, this is Amon Ra saying, I don't know if I can show you this one. Oh, look at that. And then, let me show you some of the beautiful women in Kenya. Wait. Let's not talk to her. She's going to pass by. There's one. Oh, that's mine. Oh. Okay. So let me just get out of here. And till the next time we meet, peace. Now, how do I? Oh, don't tell me I can make the thing do like that. You see, the problem is we're gonna be live all day because I can't get this thing to turn off. Oh, here. Okay, let's try and see if that happens. Are you sure you want to start streaming? Yes.